Hey, welcome back everyone. Wolfgang is freaking dead. Oh my god. The victim is Wolfgang Alkide, the ultimate lawyer. He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water and his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 a.m. Wow. It still pissed me off, seeing everything except the cause of death listed, especially when I knew the reason why. The cause of death. When we investigated the dummy's murder, the tablet explicitly said she died from blood loss. But this tablet, it doesn't list Wolfgang's cause of death anywhere. Of course, saying otherwise would make things too easy. The tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Oh yeah, by the way, it's Nucky here. Hi. Tozu's definitely compensating for the killer, probably because they failed to hide their own tracks, and withdrawing information might be his way of balancing the odds.
I
lose. Sorry, what was that, mate? Who's to say they won't be abused? Regardless, Wolfgang's cause of death should be treated as the crux of this mystery. If I can figure out how he died, then everything else should fall into place. Okay. Alas, poor Wolfgang, the guiding light of the ultimate student snuffed out in an instant. No use crying over it though, there's a mystery to be solved. Like any true investigation, important evidence won't always be visible on first glance. Should you ever find yourself stuck, press F3 to view the game's controls. By the way, any truth bullets you obtained will be logged by your Tozu trinket, which can be accessed anytime by pressing F1. You know, in case you needed the reminder. That's all from me, bye-bye! Goodbye, tutorial person. Let's check out this body. Oh, okay, I'll inspect the rest of the scene first, before I go near his body. Right, there's a blood stain right here. Lots of spatter. There was blood speckled across the floor. What kind of wound could cause this? Looks like he was stabbed and then blood spattered into specifically this location. There was blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first due to the room's restricted lighting, but now, after my eyes had time to adjust, it couldn't be more obvious.
I see.
Looks like it passes into the hallway too. I'd completely missed these during the blackout. Speaking of, after the body discovery announcement, everyone barged into the boiler room through this door, yet these blood spots don't look smudged. I'm guessing they were already dry by the time any of us got here, in which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? Taser. Ah, a taser gun. Pretty random thing to be lying around a crime scene. It definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean this taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used? I'm pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby were some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had these originally been attached to it? I don't see them. I can't tell where they would fit on the gun though. Never mind. What's the point of making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? After all, someone who's a pro at wielding guns should know them better than anyone else. He's referring to Desmond. Okay. Let's talk to all these people. Let's go left to right.
Hello?
Winona, you're still here.
Seriously?
Is there a problem with that? Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light? I'm preparing to hold a one-on-one session with Ulysses. I was consulting him about something important before we were interrupted by the announcement. Is that what you were doing before the blackout?
Huh?
Repeat that?
It's simple.
The blackout. Were you still with Ulysses when it happened?
Come on.
You're not speaking any sense. There was no power outage. Huh? She can't be serious. That blackout affected the entire building. Unless...
Anyways.
Let me rephrase. Where were you when the murder happened?
Sheesh.
Where were you? At Cassidy's game tournament in the dining hall.
Oh, really?
Really? Not what I expected. She's deflecting.
Let me see.
Ulysses and I spent this morning by the large tree. We stayed there up to and including the time of Wolfgang's murder. Sound like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assumed this entire building complex connected to the one generator. But it made more sense for that tree area to have its own separate system. Hence, why it didn't lose power. What about the courtyard though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? Okay, bit interesting. Aren't you going to investigate Wolfgang? Me?
Yeah.
Who else? Back when we mistook that dummy for a body, you poked it pretty nonchalantly.
Hang on.
That's different. I never thought it was real.
I see.
Now that we were finally advancing in the investigation, her cool composure had all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep up an act for so long. Ulysses, my boy.
Terrible.
The generator over there is partially submerged in water. I think we would be wise to stay on this platform. Was he worried about the water being electrified? Eva and I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time. And he's got a big dent in it.
Damn.
Yeah, since Wolfgang is kneeling in the water, we should avoid touching him.
No.
You don't know for sure if the water's unsafe.
Huh?
Listen to me.
Before you start making conclusions, you should experiment first. Saying that, Eva walked over to a pile of boxes and pulled out a light bulb. Oh, I see what you're doing. Sure enough, Eva went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water.
Look.
See? It's not lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well,
I see. Then, I suppose it's safe to inspect Wolfgang.
Okay.
Are you going to? I think I will observe from afar instead. Now isn't the time to be listening to your nerves. He actually moved.
Oh.
Oi, take a whiff of the air. Ain't there something off about it? I followed his instructions and sniffed the air.
That's...
It smells like burnt rubber.
That ain't it.
Cause of the busted generator, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. There was another scent, a real bitter one. You might actually be onto something. It's almost like cereal and rubbing alcohol.
Bad news.
Indeed, I'm suspecting a mighty chemical reaction at work.
Eh?
I've had my fair share of travels across the sea, and I'm no stranger to foul play. There's no stench worse than one of a disastrous combustion.
It is how it is.
Thing is, I got no idea where it's coming from. Really, the smell's supposed to be that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the busted generator? Unless Jean's conclusion about the smell is wrong? I wouldn't put it past him. Odd smell has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay, let's take a look at the generator then. Half of the generator's internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Yeah, this was definitely the cause of the power outage. What could have melted the wires though? It looked like a bomb had gone off in there.
That's...
Now that I think about it, during the game tournament... Taking a deep breath, I steadied my grip on the controller, and pushed both joysticks as hard as I could. Kaboom. Huh? all of a sudden the world around me turned pitch black. There had been a loud boom right before the blackout happened, similar to a firework going off, or someone firing a gun.
That's...
Did I overhear the sound of the generator being destroyed? Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. Okay. So we're getting a bit of a picture of this. If my assumption is correct, the generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder was committed. That's suspicious as hell. There's no way the two events aren't connected. But I'm also working purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Was there any way for me to find that out? It's a long shot, but what if Mark was recording the event? Ah, there's a sneaky little knife here. A knife? Why was a knife floating in the water? The only reason I saw this is because of the text. On the blade and in the surrounding water, I can make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it. This knife had something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Okay, so he doesn't want to investigate the body yet. What else have we got? Okay, so that's John. A cord! Hello! Sneaky thing! Huh? There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the cord been burnt? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. All the items we've been provided so far, light bulbs, speakers, a fridge, they've worked perfectly well. Quickly checking to see if we're actually recording because I'm paranoid. Yes, we are recording. So, what happened to this cord? And why was it even in the water? Extension cord has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozuchi toolkit. So now, can we look at the body? Dang, there's still more. How? He wants us to talk to Ulysses again.
Hi.
Why did you move over here?
The struggle...
I feel it is highly important we investigate anything and everything we can. That is why I moved over here. To investigate. More like he didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. And what was the first for the investigation? Something other than fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity.
Eh?
What is it? Look at the floor in front of the door.
That's...
This? Yes, it's a bobby pin.
Seriously?
This is just a small piece of scrap metal.
Do you think?
Even so, it's still a part of the crime scene. It necessitates documentation.
That's not important.
Seriously, something this small means nothing. It could have come from the generator or the pipes above us. Ingrid could have been carrying it for all we know. This guy. There's so much here he could actually document, and instead he's focusing on some flimsy piece of metal? All the more reason to rely on myself. This is clearly a bobby pin. Let's go in someone's hair. Okay, now we can look at it. There's still more! What are we missing? Shrapnel! Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. It almost looked like metal or maybe plastic. Were these originally part of the generator? The colors and material don't seem to match though. Hmm. Strange. Alright, it feels like I've given the boiler room a good rundown. Which means... Damn. He's not looking good. Just yesterday, Wolfgang was talking with us, eating breakfast with us. And now he's dead. Who had the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder, to go so far as to mangle his body? I couldn't unpack it. I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dummy I had to investigate. This was a real person. It was so far out of my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Do you want to inspect him? Holy crap, did she really have to scare me like that? Yeah, I do want to inspect him. It's just the idea of getting close to him.
Where?
I'll investigate with you. It'll be easier for both of us that way. Right?
Right.
Stop saying the lines for me! Okay. Wolfgang laid completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness, and his mouth was open as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Eva's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts, and make the worst of us. At times I even hated him for it. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang, what happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was it the realization he was about to die? Mulling over the what-ifs won't bring me any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be to find evidence. And that begins by investigating his body. And the way Wolfgang was slumped over the platform, it almost looked like he'd fallen on top of it.
Focus.
Let me see if his palms are scratched. As I knelt down to take a closer look,
Huh?
trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand, a strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sapling. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing. Markings that seemed to extend down the arm.
The hell?
Eva, look at this.
Hello.
Let me see. Yeah, burn marks. That's really horrible. They look like gross little veins. What inflicted them?
That's...
There's a taser a little ways off from where we're standing, but I couldn't find anything to indicate it's been fired. So the only other thing I can think of is the generator.
Is that really true?
Why the generator?
I know.
The thing has clearly been destroyed by something. Maybe Wolfgang got caught in that something and that's how he died.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. The generator seems too far away from where Wolfgang is lying to cause burns like these.
Look at this.
Plus, the room's water isn't conductive, so electricity couldn't have traveled through it.
Right.
You're right. Anything able to melt the generator's wires would have burnt his suit to a crisp, too. Exactly.
Thinking.
I think Wolfgang received these burns outside the boiler room. There's just nothing here that could leave these markings. As for the actual place he got burnt, guess we'll have to try and find it ourselves. That is, if such a place even exists. While it's possible the generator may not have been involved in the murder, it seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like his would definitely paralyze someone. But why move the body? That just creates so much more risk. As for Wolfgang's palms, they didn't have any markings on them. Still, he must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? There didn't seem to be any strange markings on Wolfgang's face. However, along the back of his neck was a massive bruise. That looks like a really bad injury. Almost his entire neck is discolored.
Damn.
Right. How did he get this on the back of his neck? Nothing around us seems to have left it. This might sound morbid, but what if it's a sign of his body decomposing?
That's...
Can a body really decompose this fast? It could, or it could not. It probably depends on the environment. As in the temperature.
Correct.
Cold places are generally better at preserving things than warm, humid areas like this boiler room.
Thinking.
Kind of like dairy products. That's a good comparison. A tone-deaf one, but sure. Wolfgang didn't have this bruise yesterday, at the very least. If he did, it would have been super noticeable.
fair.
Yeah, true. Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot. Is that a beauty mark? Doesn't look like it. The skin around the dot seems to be inflamed. It reminds me of a popped pimple. The sort of wound you could easily inflict on yourself.
So,
Then you don't think this is related to the murder? It might not be, but
There must be something.
judging by the lack of scabbing, this was inflicted pretty recently, so we may as well keep it in mind. Looks like it could be an injection site. That's what I think when I look at it. It doesn't at all look like a popped pimple to me, and I pop my pimples all the time. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang laid was odd. What were the chances he would end up here between the only opening of the fence? The one spot where he could kneel over like this. Was it possible he'd been trying to climb onto the platform before he died? It's strange why he didn't use the stairs though, and even stranger that he was even in the water. Blazer, here we go. I saw the word pop up before, so I was wondering how to get it to show up again. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumpled, a far cry from his once clean appearance. Water had seeped into the pants, completely ruining the fabric.
Eh?
As I leaned in close, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out from his back pocket. Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed.
Damn.
I really don't want to touch him, but with my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of his pocket, taking care not to brush my hand against his body. I gingerly folded open the paper, aware that some of the wetter spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside. That's some very ugly handwriting. Do you recognize it?
No.
A lot of the text is unreadable. Whoever wrote this probably used a low-quality pen. Although, at the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret, 8:15 AM, boiler room, close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? It seems like someone wanted to arrange a private meeting with him here.
I see.
Could that someone be the culprit?
not sure.
8:15 AM. That's a long time before the time of death, though. Maybe there was a struggle. Or maybe Wolfgang arrived late.
There must be something.
Either way, this message is definitely a valuable clue. It's our only insight into Wolfgang's movements before his death.
Well,
Well, now I really want to know where everyone was at that time. I woke up at 8:30 AM this morning, so I was asleep when this meeting was scheduled to happen. It's only 35 minutes before the tournament. Cassidy, Jet, Mark, and I would have been in the dining hall.
Right.
Right, setting up equipment.
That's...
As for the other students, directly asking them where they were at 8:15 AM might be risky,
where?
because they would wonder where we got the time from. Exactly, and I prefer to keep this note between the two of us. At least, for now. Suspicious note.
Anyways,
Anyway, this thing about a secret. What do you think that is? What do you think that means?
Grr.
Well, I'm not really sure. It could be referring to anything. Anything, huh? You know what it means?
I know.
I have an idea. The author of this letter might be talking about Wolfgang's blackmail.
Huh.
Huh? If they claim to have it, they could have baited him here without much issue. After all, Wolfgang asked us to meet with the person whose blackmail we had.
Strange.
A derelict boiler room is a pretty ominous place to meet someone, though. It would have been Wolfgang's first time here, too, assuming he didn't explore this floor beforehand.
What could it be?
Either he didn't see the super obvious danger in meeting here alone, or he did realize and just didn't care.
Right.
Right, does that change anything about what I said? Well, duh. If Wolfgang knew the warning signs, his reason for coming might have less to do with integrity,
You see?
and more to do with desperation.
Huh?
Desperation? To know the details of his blackmail.
I see.
It would stand to reason. If only Wolfgang had hidden this note somewhere safe instead of bringing it here. It would have been valuable evidence. I doubt he could have envisioned something like this happening. He was never really on his guard during this Culling game, except around you and me, I guess. That seemed to be everything I could gather.
Hello.
Hey, Damon. Since we've inspected the boiler room, we should find the students who left and ask them for their testimonies.
Right.
They went upstairs to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, right? Yes, because of what I said earlier. The victim's last known whereabouts are the best places to search for clues.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what they've been up to. Apart from collecting testimonies, there were two other matters on my mind. One, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun. And two, pinpointing exactly when the blackout occurred, in case it happened at the time of the murder. I walked over to the boiler room door, which had been left slightly ajar. But as I began to pull it, the rest of the ray opened.
Eh?
I noticed it. The doorknob, something about it, looked different. Hey, Eva. The doorknob, I think it's been flipped. Flipped? Are you sure? Take a look for yourself. The first time we woke up here, I'm pretty sure this lock was on the inside, not the outside.
Is that really true?
How would someone be able to flip a doorknob, though?
That's...
By unscrewing it, probably. Okay. Why didn't you say something earlier?
Huh?
What do you mean? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Is that really true?
Really? You didn't notice it back when you entered the boiler room with Kai? No, not even then. Might have been because of the darkness, or my own nerves. But back then I wasn't paying attention to small details like the doorknob. All I wanted to do was enter the boiler room.
Anyways.
I know that makes me sound stupid.
Listen to me.
It's okay. I mean, I probably would have noticed the doorknob had I been there, but that's besides the point. Alright. Anyway, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock is now accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you have to do is lure them in and close the door behind them.
Moving on.
Come on, we need to collect people's testimonies before the investigation ends. Right, let's go. Yeah, I'm sure I want to leave. See you later, Wolfie. Ah, the text box for the, leaving the room didn't show up. As a million questions rattled away in my mind, I followed Eva out of the boiler room. Actually, Eva, before we go upstairs, it's probably worth checking out the storage closets first. Why?
I know.
I found something in the boiler room that might be related to them. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the internal end been severed off, and the cord burnt after? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. That extension cord, we should confirm if it did indeed come from a storage closet. Okay,
However,
but first I want to talk to Cassidy.
Come again?
You want to talk to her? Yes, I want to talk to her. Is that bad? She wasn't much help last investigation.
well,
Well, any help is better than no help.
Fair.
Alright, I'll talk to Cassidy first, and then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. Look at her, standing in the darkness. Hey! Welcome to the Cassidy corner. Cassidy was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing. You'll just have to pretend it's on her chin. Huh?
yo!
Oh, hey guys! Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was performing a super sweep down of this here hallway. That's a lot of words for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to me.
Can you put your sweep down on hold? I have a really important question.
Okay.
Let's hear it. Just don't drag it on too long, okay? Gotta finish my sweep down before time's up.
You see,
Do you remember who attended the tournament? The game tournament. Everyone who was slated to join kept their word, so we had a full house.
what about...
There were 8 people in total. Jet, Mark, Grace, Jean, Kai, and the 3 of us.
Huh?
Something on your mind? Well, since the murder happened in the boiler room,
Well,
wouldn't that mean everyone in the dining hall has an alibi?
ooh.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. She's totally right. Also, since we split into pairs while investigating those rooms down the hall, every pairing can vouch for each other.
Right.
Right, we all split up. What were the groups again?
Yep.
Jet and I explored Storage Closet B.
Eh?
Storage Closet B?
Check it out.
That's what it's called on the map. Does she mean the map of the Tozo trinket? I activated my trinket and sure enough, see? Storage Closet B. There's also Storage Closet A, Storage Closet C, and Storage Closet D. Those are definitely the rooms we explored.
I see.
In that case, Kai and I must have explored Storage Closet C. I remember clearly, the 2 of us checked the closet above and opposite the one Cassidy searched. According to this map, the only closet to fit those parameters is Storage Closet C.
Correct.
Grace and I investigated the closet directly next to Damon's, so we must have been inside Storage Closet A,
Yeah.
which leaves Mark and Jean with Storage Closet D. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, Damo, since you're here,
Question.
what's the deal with you in the boiler room?
Huh?
What? When Kai told us party peeps about Wolfie, he said you 2 went inside the boiler room.
How?
The heck did you do that for? You were supposed to check out the storage closet.
No.
You're not casting suspicion on me, are you? Me? No way. As far as Cass is concerned, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise. I investigated the storage closet with Kai. We just didn't find anything inside.
Anyway.
Although we did hear someone run down the hallway.
Am I hearing you right?
Huh? For real? Am I hearing you right? And did I not hear the footsteps right? Wow, my hearing must suck. Man, unlucky. All that work for nothing. What's the plan now? Do we just, go back outside? Let's check out how people next door are doing. Huh? Suddenly I heard frantic footsteps echoing from the hallway outside.
Doubt it.
Weird. I don't remember any footsteps.
It's the truth.
I do.
Really?
Huh? Eva, did you really? I heard them while Grace and I were investigating the storage room next to yours.
However,
I just brushed it off as my imagination, though.
F.
Guess me and Jet must have been talking over them. Were those footsteps the reason you entered the boiler room, Damo? It's Damon, and yeah. They came from the direction of that room, so I wanted to see what the person was running from.
For real?
Hooey, really? I would have just chased after the footsteps. I mean, entering the boiler room after something like that? You weren't scared a murderer was hiding inside? What I actually discovered wasn't much better. True. Then whose footsteps could those have been? I don't know why anyone would want to be running around those spooky hallways, let alone in the dark.
What about...
Unless... Ooh, maybe they were also looking for a backup generator.
That's not important.
I doubt it's that innocent. Considering the place this person ran away from was the crime scene, those footsteps were probably the killers. Jimmy, fresh off committing the murder?
Right.
Fresh off the murder, or a bit after. Depends what time we went downstairs. Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not, for a brief moment the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killer were the storage room walls. That's creepy to think about. Footsteps has been added to the truth bullet section. Thus, bit by bit, the mystery slowly unravels.
My genius is almost frightening.
No need to thank me, it's all in a day's work. She didn't even do anything. Hey, she asked a question which prompted us to, get footsteps and storage closets as truth bullets. That's something. Which storage closet is this one?
Interesting.
The map says this is storage closet B.
Right.
Right, the closet Cassidy and Jet explored.
Look.
Do you see that?
Huh?
See what? The box in the corner over there. Look. Confused, I turned to where she was pointing. Uh-huh. This is... I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
A generator, right? The one you were referring to during the blackout?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Since I've explored these rooms before, I knew one of them had a backup generator.
That's...
If this closet has a backup generator, wouldn't that mean the ones who restored the power?
Thinking.
Well, if Cassidy and Jet were the only people who entered this room, then they're the people who brought the power back. Damn. Surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. That seems to be all there is to this closet. Okay. So do we have to check out the other three closets? That seems a little bit, So is this the next one? Okay, this is storage closet A.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look around. As I began to inspect the shelves, the glint of something shiny caught my eye.
That's...
Eva, look! There's a rolling pin here, and handprints on it too.
Strange.
What are you implying? That someone used this recently, and not for its intended purpose.
I know.
Look, can you see how the handprints are at the base of the pin? You aren't rolling much dough if you're wielding this thing like a tennis racket, are you? The pin is also really dusty. If it came from the kitchen, it would be clean like the other utensils there. Yeah, agreed. Not only that.
Jeez.
Right, there's a dent on the pin too. Really? On the end opposite the handprints. Can you see it?
Weird.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Handprints and a dent. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Focus.
Could this pin have something to do with that mark we found on Wolfgang's neck? If it was used to knock him out, it would not only explain the dent on the pin, but the bruise on Wolfgang's neck. How did it make its way into this closet, though?
Huh?
What do you mean? How did the pin make its way into the closet after the killer used it? Oh.
There must be
I
something.
mean, if the footsteps Kai and I heard were the killers, they probably chucked the pin in here on their way out.
Absolutely not.
No, that's not what happened.
Huh?
You idiot. If the killer entered this closet and hit the
Listen
rolling
to
pin,
me.
Grace and I would have seen them. Crap, of course. She and Grace were investigating this closet at the time. I forgot about them. What if the killer placed the pin in here before any of us came downstairs?
Save it.
If they were out in the hallway, why didn't they use that as their chance to escape? Damn it, she's right about that too. Could this rolling pin really be unrelated? but it lines up so well with the other evidence.
Moving on.
They were going to make some Wolfgang cake. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to this room. Let's keep investigating. One moment she's speaking nonsense and next she's totally coherent. I don't think I'll ever understand this girl. Okay, let's leave and check out the other two. Okay. Now this should be C? Yeah, this should be the one we investigated. This was the closet Kai and I explored. It was hard to get a good look at its contents in the dark, but seeing it now,
I see.
there doesn't seem to be anything important here. I think we can move on. Okay. Great, I'm so glad we walked into this room just for that. And this should be number D. Excuse me, letter D.
Look.
This is storage closet D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark and John explored this one. Let's see what I can find here. Is there anything weird about this room?
That's...
I think I see something behind this pile of boxes. I stood on my tiptoes to get a better look and...
Jeez.
so they really are here.
Well,
What's here? Extension cords, a whole bunch of them.
strange.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, these are definitely the same type of cord I saw in the boiler room. Only difference is these still have their other half intact. The internal plugs are pretty slim compared to other kinds of cords. The fact these cords match the one in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through these closets for equipment. For what reason they needed the cord, I had no idea, but this was still a step in the right direction. I think Wolfgang was killed remotely. Besides that box of cords, nothing else about this room is standing out to me.
So,
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. We've looked through all the closets now.
so,
Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. The rolling pin and that stack of extension cords, there's no doubting their relevance to this case. At least based on what I've investigated so far.
Anyway.
Eva, let's go upstairs and collect some more testimonies.
where?
Finally. Okay. Let's go and talk to people. Now should be able to... Yes! Up the stairs we go. Wow, me going up the stairs. Video games really are fantasy fulfillment. What do you mean there's still things you need to what? Bloody hell, really? Do I need to talk to Eva? Boo. Oh!
Interesting.
Wow, that was easy.
The hell?
Why did you do that? To see if you were nervous. Of
Seriously?
course I'm nervous. You were nervous earlier.
No.
Earlier, yeah, but not anymore.
Moving on.
Anyway, you shouldn't be so nervous. If you're too nervous, you won't be able to think straight. So you should calm down. Easier said than done.
Well,
Well, we've already investigated the really ugly stuff, right? You don't need to think about that stuff for now. Just focus on collecting people's testimonies.
listen to me.
I can keep reminding you if you want. I'll be fine. Okay, so... is there anything here? Doesn't want it to press this?
Weird.
What a weird looking storage closet.
Stop.
Very funny. Okay. There really doesn't seem to be anything else, and I can't press enter to go into investigation mode. So that... now we should be able to go up the stairs, right? What do you mean there's still things you need to investigate? don't see anything. What about... What? Talk to Cassidy again? Eva and Grace explored storage closet A. Jet and I explored storage closet B. You and Kai explored storage closet C. And Mark and John explored storage closet D.
Yep.
Yep, that's definitely the order. Great. So... anything on the ceiling, maybe? What do you mean there's still things you need to investigate? We can't go into the... We can't go into the boiler room. Truth bullets. Let's see if this has a hint. Oh, okay. Oh, the truth bullets are sorted alphabetically. Nope, never mind. No, they're not. Only these ones are, for some reason. For some reason, Wolfgang's hands are up here. Okay. I'm starting to think this fan game might not be very well optimized. I don't think they did many bug fixing. Oh my god. What do I need to find? Blood? Oh my god. That tiny blood stain. There's dried blood on the floor. For some reason it seemed to pool right around this particular spot. Dried blood, like in the boiler room. You notice the blood in there?
Correct.
I noticed you noticing it.
I see.
So...
Who do you think left all this blood behind?
Focus.
Well, it can't be Wolfgang, can it? Considering the sort of injuries he sustained, it wouldn't make it sense for him to have spilled a lot of blood.
There must be something.
Which means the only possibility we're left with is,
what could it be?
the blood belongs to someone else? Yeah, exactly. The killer sustained injuries. If I didn't notice the blood here, would you have pointed it out to me? I would have pointed it out to you if the roles were reversed. That way you'd know not to step on it.
Right.
Sure, I pointed out.
Thanks.
So now we should be able to go out. Now we can finally go up the stairs. Oh, it's just like in my dreams. As Eva and I emerged from the basement, on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation. Right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddled with her back to the wall. Standing next to her.
Yeah,
Sup you guys? Might want to lower your voice around here. Some stuff has happened.
What could it be?
Is something wrong? Sorry, Eloise had a bit of a frightening experience recently.
You think?
I think we all have.
no kidding.
Well, yeah, the scene downstairs is bad, but I'm talking about something else. After Tozu left, we tried going inside Wolfgang's room to look for clues, but the moment we stepped in, she suddenly pounced on me. She? She dragged me out, and Desmond ran after us. I haven't been able to get my heart to stop beating so quickly since.
Huh?
Hold on, the she you're referring to?
Shit.
Yep, it's Grace. She's been guarding Wolfgang's dorm ever since she kicked us out. Grace was blocking access to Wolfgang's dorm? What the hell? We can't let her bar us from entering his room. The class trial could start at any moment. That's what I tried telling everyone else, but they pretty much gave up. Jed and Mark went to the dining hall, Diana went to the laundry room, and Toshiko and Ingrid went to the courtyard. Eloise and I, though, we're not gonna let this slide. We gotta get inside that dorm room. So, we've been brainstorming other ways to approach Grace.
Think about it this way.
And we've landed on something. Performing a brief inquisition. Inquisition? If Grace doesn't want to cooperate, we'll start badgering her with questions. Poke at her ego until it eventually retreats.
Safety first.
If you want, you can join us. A debater must be good at dishing verbal beatdowns, yeah? I did come here to inspect Wolfgang Storm, so I might as well. If that's the
I'm
case, I'll go to the dining hall and ask Jet and Mark for their testimonies.
Eh?
You're not coming along?
Where?
Grace isn't someone I'd like to be around right now. You three can handle her. Something tells me she's just afraid of her talent being mocked.
Right.
No sweat. Have fun with Jet and Mark.
Goodbye.
Eva left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long route to the dining hall. Should we approach Grace then?
Totally.
Yeah, let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Right, okay. Do you want to take the lead, Damon? Oh, sure. I wasn't going to admit to either of their faces, but their plan seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. How could a bumbling person like her be of any help in a verbal showdown? If anything, she'll probably make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace was guarding Wolfgang Storm, she should be right around the corner. Therefore, I should look over in this direction. Okay, Grace, what are you doing, mate? What's going on with you? This isn't proper. Don't you two yuppies get it? You're not coming in.
Don't get it mixed up.
Hang on, we're not here for that. Damon just wants to ask you a question.
Back off.
He isn't coming in either.
Jeez.
Why not? I need to investigate Wolfgang's dorm room.
Soybean.
Back off, Soybean. His room is none of your business. Except it is. I have to search his last known whereabouts, which includes his dorm room by default.
See that?
What if I said I've done the job for
Come
you?
again.
As in, you've searched the room? High and low. Wanna know what I found? Nothing. For us to believe that, we need to see it ourselves.
Oi!
You think I'm lying?
Just saying.
There's a chance you could be, unfortunately.
Eh?
Think about it. You haven't given us any reason to believe you. Someone who's got nothing to hide wouldn't be acting so protective right now, you know? It gives the impression there's something you really don't want us to see.
Anyway.
Also, couldn't this be considered breaking the rules? Tozu wants this game to be fair, but being prevented from searching every room doesn't seem very fair.
Don't test me.
Even if it isn't, what are you gonna do? I'll report it to Tozu. Huh?
You.
Aha!
Makes sense.
Nice idea. What do you say we look for him now? If Tozu agrees this is sabotage, he might call Mara to help. Hoy, it's not sabotage. I'm not hiding anything about the murder. Don't try to get me involved. Desmond never mentioned Wolfgang's murder.
Anyway.
Look, just let us into the room. If you're telling the truth, we'll drop our suspicions.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
The reality of the situation is, we gotta invade Wolfgang's privacy if we want to know what happened to him. He would want to investigate our dorms if it were anyone else who died. Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then, she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Sweet. Thanks, Grace. She's so mad. With sighs of relief, we entered Wolfgang's dorm. Alright, let's see inside. Let's see inside this bitch. Oh, pretty. So this was Wolfgang's dorm. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprised me. I anticipated the layout resembling my dorms and the decor reflecting his talent. What I didn't anticipate was how messy it was. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. A room that had clearly been well lived in.
Oi, you.
Don't move things around when you expect them. I wanna keep the room as is. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. There's Mr. Cuddles on the bed! Even though Wolfgang's the only person who doesn't like it. Does he just keep the bear so he can beat it up? Bear. Kuma. A large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong in the room originally. Oh, I was going to select the tie, but I guess you're good. Eloise was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ottoman with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Give me a moment.
Okay. She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did. Is there something wrong? I want to know your whereabouts during Wolfgang's murder. Oh. When the murder happened, I was with Desmond in the courtyard. The courtyard. Yes? You can ask Desmond to confirm if you're confused. No, I'm fine.
It's simple.
Let me just ask this. What were you doing during the blackout? Blackout? Yeah, you did experience it, right?
That's not...
No, I don't think there was ever a blackout. We were only alerted to the murder because of Tozu's announcement.
I see.
So, my theory was right. If Renona never experienced a blackout in the tree room, and Eloise never experienced a blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to an entirely different power source. I want to look at the tie. Clothes. There's even Grace's hoodie on the floor. Clothes were scattered across the room, including a familiar-looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. This means they've been pretty messy. An intricately patterned couch, side by side with two red sofa chairs. Even the throw pillow seemed to be arranged in just the right way. Books. Huge wooden bookshelves filled to the brim with a catalogue of books towered over the room. Skimming the titles, most seem to be about the intricacies of the legal system, although some are about old court cases rehashed with new evidence. Did Wolfgang really read any of these? Or were they all just for show? We're not here for that, my ass. Hey. Normally she'd be meeting my eyes.
Quit it.
I know you suspect me. I can tell by the look on your face. But I don't know anything about his death. To be in the dark like everyone else about a person she was so close to. Damn it, get a grip on yourself, Damon. Grace can claim to know nothing about the murder, but what about everything before it?
Anyway.
So, I heard a rumor you became Wolfgang's new bunk buddy. This room seems to confirm that. How was he this morning? Grumpy? Happy? Sick? We were planning to go to the game tournament, but he woke up with an ache in his stomach. He woke up sick? If you're telling me the truth, then Wolfgang planned to attend the tournament.
That's not it.
Why did he say the opposite yesterday? Admittedly, I'm also a little hesitant about attending. I'm not sure if I will have the time for it. From what I remember, Wolfgang said he'd be too busy to attend the tournament. More like he wanted another round at the pachinko machine.
Watch and learn.
I would know. I interrogated him after breakfast.
No.
What? That's seriously what he meant?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, huh? Which is why I told him, hey, no, let's do the tournament. He was a bit finicky at first, typical for a soybean, but he eventually caved. Wolfgang was a pachinko player? I'm not sure I can believe that. Then again, some of the paraphernalia in this room looked neither golf nor law related.
Okay.
Alright, so based on what you're saying, Wolfgang agreed to attend the tournament yesterday. However, come this morning... Wolfgang remembered the pirate was attending, so he suggested that I track down that guy and partner with him instead.
Right.
Right, because he needed to bring a partner to the tournament. Wolfgang. He knew I was miffed about it. The smile said as much. But I walked out the door anyway.
Dumbass.
Wolfgang said he was too sick to get out of bed, so I walked away. If Wolfgang really had been bedridden, how did he wind up in the boiler room? Either he didn't come of his own volition, or he was never sick to begin with. By the look on her face, I could tell Grace realized the same. All that said, it wasn't like Wolfgang to hide anything. For a guy who's so gung-ho about honesty, you'd think he would confide in the person he's closest to. Did the letter I find inside his blazer pocket have something to do with it? At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret, 8:15 AM, and close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? While only a few words were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, that mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on it, or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? Maybe he wanted to shield Grace from information even he couldn't handle. Or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang Akure deliberately hid information from someone. Ironic, huh? Calendar. We've got to look at the most important thing in the room. Oh man! Wolfgang also had a pin-up calendar in his room. This isn't what I should be focusing on during a murder investigation. We can't look in the bathroom? Sure. What's up, Damon?
Hi.
Hey, can you check something out for me?
Easy enough.
In here or
That's not it.
in the boiler room? I found a taser gun in there.
Are you for real?
I can't tell if it's been fired or not. I don't think it has, but I want to know for sure. Because if I'm wrong and this taser gun was used, it might clue us into the nature of Wolfgang's death.
No kidding.
What we're talking about is that big of a deal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since you're skilled at using guns, I figured...
All good.
No sweat. I'll see to it once I'm done here. Thanks for the heads up, Damon. Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying around here. In any case, since I'm done here, I should head to the dining hall. I'm pretty sure that's where Eva said she was going. Yeah, we didn't really find anything suspicious in here except for Mr. Cuddles. Oh, I see we have teleported into the dining hall, causing my microphone to fall over. As soon as I entered the room, Eva walked over to me.
Hello.
Hello, I've just finished talking to everyone here. Anything important?
Rage.
Nothing important. I don't think Jet and Mark are taking this seriously. This might end like the mock trial where only a couple people know what they're doing. She really thinks so? Well, that information definitely didn't bode well for me. I couldn't afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
I'll see if I can make those two talk.
Thanks.
Good luck. Kai's also here.
Yeah.
Is it me or is there something funky about this place?
Come again.
What? I don't know, man. Everything feels kind of off. I can't place why though, and it's bugging the crap out of me. Sound like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. The turn things have taken, the tension and excitement of the tournament was all but a distant memory. And this room was now a reminder Wolfgang died right under our noses. Can we inspect the electronics here? Because I was wondering if Mark could have used these to cause the blackouts. But I can't inspect them. Mark had returned to his position by the equipment.
Hi.
Hey, Desmond and Elise told me you plan to investigate Wolfgang's dorm. Grace isn't guarding it anymore, so you can go inside now. Let me guess. You don't want to investigate?
It's nothing.
I just came here to make sure My interface wasn't damaged. This investigation could spell the difference between life and death, yet his priority was the stupid music equipment. Don't you think it looks suspicious, what you're doing?
What?
I heard people were already giving Grace a side-eye for being uncooperative. What might they say if they find out you've dished the investigation?
Slow down.
Yo, hold on! Jet called out to us from the other side of the room and ran over. Can't you see Broski isn't feeling well? Give the guy some space!
That's not important.
I don't care. I'm working on a time limit. Who are you to talk anyway? No? Judging by the look on Broski's face whenever you guys are together,
It's simple.
out of everyone here, I think you'd know the least about personal space. What? No way! Sure, Mark might not talk a whole lot, but if he wasn't having fun, do you really think we'd be hanging out so much?
Broski's always stick together.
Come on, Broski, back me up here. Time. Huh? What time did the murder happen?
That's...
9:35 a.m. Check this. He pointed to a small digital clock at the top of the music pad.
That's...
Huh? This is the time of the murder. It was like this when I came back here. I think the clock got screwed over by the blackout, so now it's frozen on whatever it was displaying before it lost power. Then, that confirms my suspicions. The blackout and, by association, the destruction of the generator occurred at the same time of Wolfgang's murder.
My man.
Nice going, bro. You hit the jackpot. That's 'cause I was here with you, huh? Sheesh, this was getting hard to watch. Okay, Kai. Shit. Why didn't Tozy fix the blackout himself? Is the maintenance of this place seriously our responsibility?
Not okay!
The fridge and pantry are restocked every day, though. Oh, can't things just be consistent? Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozy fix the blackout? Thinking back on his spiel from earlier. The tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Did Tozo abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could see anything.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Damon, since you're here, I've been thinking really hard about those footsteps we heard
Come again?
when we were in the storage closet.
No, seriously.
Yeah, when we were kissing in the storage closet. They were soft, right? Like the person was wearing
I
socks?
see.
Now when you mention it, it did sound like socks on a hard floor. Of all things to be right about, it has to be this.
Eh?
What do you mean?
Man.
I mean, why didn't the killer just wear shoes? Think about it. The sound of something like heels would be pretty distinct, right? Well, what about sneakers? They get really squeaky on a smooth floor. And
Don't say that.
what I'm saying is you could totally figure out the shoe from the sound it makes. And if you know what shoes the killer had on, you could just look for the person with a matching pair. But socks? Anyone can be wearing socks. The person probably removed their shoes for that reason.
This sucks.
Just our luck. So we know that Kai is definitely innocent. We woke up next to him and we were together the whole day. So Kai had absolutely no opportunity to do this. Cassidy had clearly spent a lot of time doodling this. Clearly. She must be upset that we didn't even finish a single round. Look how much detail she put into the brackets. They're so intricate. First time people ever get together and they're interrupted by murder. Thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 AM, while the latter occurred at 9:35 AM. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at this whiteboard. Yeah, I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. 8 potential witnesses all situated in one place, too preoccupied with video games to notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. We were distracted. Okay, surely it's not the strange paintings we have to look at. Let's go into the kitchen. May as well skim through the kitchen just in case. Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Except... Huh? This knife block had a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing, at the same time a knife is found floating in the boiler room's water. That can't be a coincidence. Uh-huh. Oh my, would you look at the time? I dare say we ought to get this trial started soon. How does 20 minutes from now sound? Great, great. Please continue to investigate until then. See you later. What? It's only 20 minutes until the trial?
Hang on.
Damon. Oh! Jeez, how does she keep scaring me? The investigation's almost over. We need to find the other three and hear their testimonies.
That's...
The other three.
As I was saying,
Toshiko, Ingrid, and Diana.
Jeez.
Alright, calm down. Desmond said they were in the courtyard, right?
I'm talking.
And Diana's in the laundry room. Then, let's talk to Diana first, since the laundry room is in this same building. In the meantime, don't panic, okay?
Can't you see?
I'm not panicking. As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her over to the door. Eva might deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was clearly starting to boil over. Although, with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone. Okay, let's go see Pixie's favorite character. "20 minutes to solve the murder. 20 minutes, or we're done for. 20 minutes to solve this whole thing." Alright, if Desmond's saying the truth, then Diana should be in here. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Diana was standing with her back pressed up against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in a tight embrace. She's even in worse shape than before. Diana, I need to ask you a question. Please give me a moment. It's been kind of tough.
No.
The investigation is going to end really soon. We can't wait. Okay, sorry. Where were you during the blackout?
Oh,
That blackout right before the body was discovered. I was just in my room, alone, doing my makeup. You don't have any makeup on though. I was experimenting with new combinations, so I wiped it all off already.
I see.
So you were alone in your room the entire morning? Yeah, I just wasn't feeling up to it.
sorry.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little sick all of a sudden. Do you mind if I go back to my dorm? I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Thanks. She has no alibi.
So,
Do you think she was acting weird at all?
That's...
No weirder than the others. Anyway, since Diana gave a testimony, I can cross her off my list now. Which means the only people I still need to speak to...
where?
I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. We won't know until we see for ourselves. Alright, let's go before this investigation ends. I hope we get to look at that weird machine that was in the pharmacy. Because that fucking thing. I hate that painting so much. But yeah, that weird machine in the pharmacy. I'm curious about it. And also, the vault. 20 minutes isn't much time. Toshiko and Ingrid had retreated under the bandstand at the center of the courtyard. The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl, who'd completely hidden her face behind her fan.
Hello?
Hey, have either of you been investigating?
Investigating?
Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes.
Unacceptable!
I don't know. What are you expecting me to do?
Seriously?
So look for clues.
Clues?
Impossible!
How am I meant to do that? It's not like I've had to solve a murder before, you know. My hands have been a bit full, so no luck finding any clues.
I can see why.
Moving on.
Okay, well, did you at least notice anything suspicious this morning? It could be a person acting odd or a strange sound. That's what most real-life testimonies talk about anyway.
Think this through.
A person acting odd? Maybe not at the time, but looking back, it definitely seems a little strange. Do you want to tell them, Toshiko? Okay, fine. This morning, I saw Wolfgang.
Huh?
When did you see him?
In the dorm hallway, on my way back from the pharmacy.
The dorm hallway.
Just as I was about to enter my room, I saw Wolfgang leave his. Oh, Wolfgang. What a coincidence running into each other like this.
Are you already on your way to the tournament, Miss Kayura? It's rather early.
Of course not. A professional like myself knows better than to attend some silly party.
Right, my apologies.
What about you? Are you going to the tournament?
That's correct, I'm going to the tournament. I'm just heading to the laundry room right now. There's a batch of clothes I accidentally left behind in there. But he didn't go to the tournament. Wolfgang said he was going to attend the tournament.
Strange.
Yesterday he told everyone he was too busy to attend.
I'd assumed he'd changed his mind. I had no reason to question him.
I heard bits and pieces of their conversation from inside of my dorm. The whole thing couldn't have lasted longer than a minute.
Bit complicated.
Toshiko and I are bunk buddies, by the way. I thought I mentioned that in case Damon didn't know.
Okay, thanks.
Anyways, when I heard what Wolfie said, my first thought was, leftover clothes? I don't remember any leftover clothes. But I figured I must have been misremembering what with my aching head and all.
Aching head?
I was suffering a terrible headache this morning. Couldn't even see 2 steps in front of me, let alone get up from my bed. That's why I had gone to the pharmacy. I was hoping to procure some medication for Ingrid. Not my proudest moment, I'll admit, but I knew I could trust Toshiko with the job.
So,
Do you know what time the interaction with Wolfgang happened?
10 past 8, I think.
how should I put it?
The conversation happened just a little after the morning announcement. That I can tell you with confidence. Yes, 10 past would make sense. When the announcement initially played, I was just about to leave the pharmacy.
And she was already inside the pharmacy by 8 AM. So, Wolfgang, he looked totally fine when you saw him?
Sure.
Yes, nothing seemed alright.
Doesn't that call into question what Grace told me earlier? Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling in sick or she was telling the truth, and Wolfgang just got outed as a liar. The boy's a liar, the boy's a liar. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. If she left before 8-10 AM, then she would have already been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. However, if she left after 8-10 AM, then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in his dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time. Toshiko's fetch quest. Nice. What else happened after Toshiko saw Wolfgang?
That blackout sure gave us a spook. Toshiko and I decided to stay where we were until the lights turned on, though we did watch you and your buddies pass by.
You saw that?
How should I put it?
Heard it first, then took a peek. I would have said something, but I still wasn't feeling my usual self. So we watched you up until you all went downstairs. That must have been how you found the crime scene, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Too much for me.
Such a terrible sight. I can't believe someone here may actually be behind it.
Let's just hope we can solve it. Now I'm wondering if Ingrid had an opportunity, but no. After Toshiko got the medication after meeting Wolfgang, then Toshiko and Ingrid probably would have been together the whole time. That's... Alright everyone, that's time. Please drop whatever it is you're doing and proceed over to the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long, otherwise you'll be in for a shocking surprise. Get it? Because your trinkets can zap you. Anyway, just get a move on.
It's time.
Fingers crossed.
You two go on ahead. Toshiko and I'll catch up.
Listen to me.
Okay, let's go, Damon.
Right. Eva and I made the short trek to the room with the tree. Once there, we waited for the others to arrive. Eventually, everyone had shown up. So, how are you guys feeling?
It's me.
Words wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty bad.
I can't tell you how I feel, and I don't even know what I feel. I'd rather we save the talking for the trial. The trial? In just a few moments' time, we were going to be down there. Down there in the trial room, fighting for survival, using only our words. Damn it, Damon, get a grip already! Before the door in the tree opens, I need to ask Desmond if he has any new information about the taser gun.
Hi.
Hey. Hey. His voice was steady, but his eyes kept darting around the room. Did you check the taser?
Right.
Right, I did. Any findings? Just one. The gun's blast doors were missing.
Huh?
Blast what?
Eh?
Uh-huh. I don't know what blast doors are. All of a sudden, the ground.
Oh, no, not again. Hold on to something, everyone.
The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Damn it.
Shit.
Well, guess we gotta cut this conversation short. I'll explain everything during the trial. Let's not keep this goat guy waiting.
Holy!
Oh man, this is really happening. That's so screwed. We're totally gonna die.
It is how it is.
If you go in expecting to fail, chances are you will.
Game over, man! Game
I'm gonna think of failure even more because you said that.
Hold your horses.
Look at it this way. Who here are the cards more stacked against? 14 people working together to solve a murder, or one person trying to lead everyone else astray?
Are we ready?
If anyone's in for a struggle, it ain't the group of 14.
Do you think?
You make a good point. Statistically, the odds are in our favor here.
It'll be okay.
Exactly. Luck will be on our side.
No, it's not.
If luck was on our side, we wouldn't be in a killing game to start with.
Can I say something first? before we go?
Oh,
Oh? What is it? It's a message for the killer.
what did you say?
A message for the killer? The person here who killed Wolfgang. Whoever you are, can you please step forward? Huh?
I want to help.
We don't have to do this class trial. If you can just find it in yourself to step forward and bring this whole thing to an end already, then please. Despite Diana's pleas, no one came forward.
Come on.
If someone's determined enough to commit murder, they won't back down because of one person's pleas. Since we're on the subject, I also got a message for the killer.
Dumbass!
Don't forget that the punishment fits the crime, asshole. Enjoy the fucking death penalty. Grace spat out those words and disappeared into the opening of the tree.
Can I go now?
Co-signed.
Slow down.
Yo, bro's getting lit up. One by one, people began to follow suit. I guess if it's time to go. We knew where the stairs would take us, and where the elevator afterwards would deliver us. Deliver us! But everything beyond that was shrouded in uncertainty. There was no mock trial awaiting us, no faux murder designed to waste our time with a stupid mystery. This was undoubtedly real. Come on, Damon. Get a hold of yourself already. Taking a deep breath, I approached the opening in the tree and descended into the darkness. It was the same. The same elevator, the same slow churning of metal and echoing sounds of clunky machinery. And yet, something was different. Someone was gone. Someone who I never held in high regard, but who was still a person nonetheless. A person with feelings, a person with aspirations, a person with a family. A person who I will never hear speak again. Not a single word. Am I ready for this? Was what I did during the investigation the best I could have done? Will it be enough to carry me through this trial? Will it be enough to lead me to Wolfgang's killer? I won't know until I do it. Until I face this trial head on. There's no way I can place my faith in the other people here. There's no way they'll come to the correct conclusion. Our survival depends on me. The elevator began to slow, snapping me back to reality. I adjusted my tie and stood up tall, and my movement stopped completely. The doors in front of us opened.
Rise and shine.
Somebody call an ambulance! I think I've caught a case of deja vu!
Isn't this lovely?
It feels like only yesterday we were playing detective with the corpse of a crime scene. My, how insouciant and chipper so many of you used to be. I hope I pronounced that word correctly. I've never seen it before.
How interesting.
After all that back and forth over a simple, howdawnit mystery, I'm truly curious what today's trial will yield.
Yeah,
Just remind myself, our names are on the podiums, right? Eager to start, are we? Yes, to find your podium, just look for where your name is written.
The show must go on.
Come on now, hop to it. I'm so excited I can barely wait a second longer. I really don't want to do this.
Oh, crud.
We gotta do as he says, though. Otherwise that enforcer lady might get mad. Knowing we were powerless to disobey Tozu, we began to disperse and locate our podiums.
Hey.
Okay, everyone. If we work together, we can do this.
We can't give up.
Right, guys. If we work together, we can solve this case. So, come on. Let's do this. For Wolfgang. Although her words elicited nods from the other students, the expressions on their faces told a different story. It was an expression I couldn't help but feel conflicted over, in a moment where I shouldn't have been focusing on my feelings. An expression of unmistakable fear. For days now, I've been angry over the mock trial. Angry at how much people resented me for telling the truth, how they twisted my words and assumed my intentions. I'm angry, but that didn't mean I wanted to be right. I would have been happy for reality to prove me wrong, for no one to buckle under the pressure of the killing game. But good endings like that only exist in stories. Reality was apathetic to what we wanted, and the events of today proved we were at its mercy. So I stood there at my podium, conflicted. To think this tragedy could have been avoided had people just listened to me. But who was it that encouraged everyone to turn on me? Who was it that encouraged everyone to trust each other? If Wolfgang hadn't been so naive, if he just told people to protect themselves rather than each other, then maybe he would still be here. Regardless, I can't let myself be consumed by the what-ifs. Although the others may have failed at preventing Wolfgang's murder, I, at the very least, can solve it. I'll uncover this killer, let them face the consequences of their actions. I'll solve this case and survive. Okay, and that's where we're gonna leave it for today. The trial is up next, where we get to try and find Wolfgang's killer. There weren't a lot of hints during that. So, let's think about this for a bit. So, it couldn't have been anyone who was in the tournament. Except for maybe Mark if he used the electronics to do it remotely, but other than that, they couldn't have done it. So that leaves 8 possible suspects. Ingrid and Toshiko can vie for each other. That leaves 6. Desmond, Eloise, no, sorry, it leaves 5 suspects. So Desmond, Eloise, Mark, who am I forgetting? Ulysses and Winona. It's one of those 5. Who do I think could have done it? Wow. So if it's Desmond, then we can't trust his information on the taser. Or actually, since he's a suspect, I don't think we should trust what he has to say about the taser at all. I think we're just gonna have to leave it as a maybe, whether or not the taser was used. It's so hard to see Eloise doing it. But you never know. When put into the right situation, anyone can commit murder, no matter how gentle they seem. And Eloise is the ultimate fencer. She definitely has the ability to fight and defend herself, to take down her opponents. I just don't think there's anything tying her to anything. Oh, I don't think there's any...
anything tying anyone to the murder, actually. Like, to me, Desmond, Winona, Eloise, and Ulysses all have equal chance of doing it. Oh, I completely forgot about Diana. Diana could have done it. And, Eva was pointing out that Diana was looking strange. I didn't really notice it, but I think her behavior is completely normal. Oh, but, in the laundry room, she seemed more upset than when she first found the body. And that seems a bit strange to me. Maybe something happened during the investigation period. Like maybe she was threatened or something. I don't know. But yeah. I think it's amazing that we could actually be correct about Mark being the killer from before the murder even happened. I mean, I still have no idea how, but I don't know how he would have remotely done this. We also haven't gotten a lot of detail on the preparations for the tournaments. Like, was Mark there the whole time? Was he unaccounted for at 8:15? I think those details are something that's gonna come up during the trial. Well, obviously, because that's... So yeah, everyone's whereabouts during the during 8:15, that's gonna come up, and it's not information that we got during the investigation, so I wonder if this is even solvable before the trial even starts. Goners, we have 6 suspects: Diana, Mark, Winona, Ulysses, Desmond, and Eloise. One of those 6 people did it. And my official guess is Mark is the culprit. So yeah, so next video, we're gonna see if we're right. I probably won't be fronting for that video. I have no idea. There's no way to project how this thing happens. I'm excited for the class trial. Oh yeah, also, the empathy game mechanic. Oh, that's gonna be so interesting. What's that? Pathos statements. I can't wait to see that in action, because one thing that has been spoiled to me is that there is an alternate route if you use a lot of pathos statements. So maybe we might even do 2 playthroughs of this class trial. Who knows? But yeah, until then, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this class trial with no spoilers. And see you in the next video.